Yes. So we were doing with globalization, and we have yesterday, not yesterday, sorry, last Thursday we have discussed about India and globalization. What are the effects of globalization on India? And we have already discussed. Now we will come to that point, that is resistance to globalization. Resistance, or it. Please pay attention to this particular part. Resistance to globalization, or in another way, if you can take it, if a question comes that what are the criticisms of globalization, then you can use this part also. The resistance part to globalization, if it comes in the form of what are the criticisms against globalization, you can write from this part. Clear? So globalization, so far we have seen that with the development of globalization, there has been intermingling of culture, political sphere, economic sphere, everywhere. We have seen what were the political consequences, economic consequences, cultural consequences, things like that. But although globalization has, we have, as I've already told you, that globalization has brought about huge developments, sorry, huge changes. There have been people who are of the view that globalization has brought about some harmful effects also, and it is for the reason why they have actually they wanted to resist. That means they wanted to stop globalization, especially those who are believers in the leftist ideology. Leftist, parties are of two types: leftist parties and rightists. Have you heard about them? Leftist parties and rightist parties. So people, those who are the left front parties, what they do believe in? They don't believe in random changes. But what they believe? That let change come and we will accept it gradually as it comes. Not a drastic change. It should not be like a theater, that a curtain dropping and a curtain again being lifted. It should not be like that. They are believers in gradual growth, gradual changes. Clear? And on the other hand, rightists, those who are rightist, they believe in random changes. As in Bengali, we call them Bamponthi and Danponthi. I suppose you have heard about them. Parties are of two centrist parties, left centrist and leftist, and the rightist parties. So those who are the leftist parties, especially those who belong to the left front, they say that, globalization actually encourages capitalism, which is completely against the leftist ideology. The leftists, they believe in socialism. They never believe in capitalism. As for the first chapter only, in this particular book, you have seen that USSR, which is actually a believer in leftist ideology, they believe in socialism. That is, the resources of the country should be equally distributed. Whereas those who believe in this leftist ideology, they believe that globalization has given birth to what is actually known as capitalism, and as a result, what happens, as a birth of capitalism, those people, those who are richer, those who belong to the rich class, they are becoming richer day by day. They become the more benefited class, whereas the classes which are belonging to the poor section, there is no one to protect the interests of these people belonging to the poor classes, because the effects of globalization, they are actually being enjoyed by the people, those who are belonging to the upper stratum of the society. People, those who are belonging to the rich class, they are making better use of the effects of globalization, whereas people belonging to the lower classes, especially poor classes, they are getting deprived of the benefits of globalization. And as a result, what is happening, they are becoming, their condition is worsening day by day. What can be a better example in India? You can see that there are certain sections of the society, they are becoming more benefited day by day. And the best example which comes to my mind is they are the Ambanis, who they were and where they are now. They fall within the fifth richest person. Mukesh Ambani now comes within the category of the fifth richest person in the world. Isn't it a mockery for India, where more than, I suppose, 80% of the people are trailing under poverty? This is actually the criticism which has been put forward by the leftist people in order to resist. Resist means stop the influence of globalization. But it is not only the right leftists, those who have actually criticized globalization. The rightist people have also expressed their what to say, criticisms. Especially they say that especially you can see that the effects of globalization, they say that you can find them in the political sphere, in the economic sphere, as well as in the cultural sphere also. For example, in the political sphere, we come to see that the state is becoming, the fear is always there that the state will become weaker day by day. Because, nowadays you see the governments, the government takes up policies which are prevailing in the other parts of the world. So if these kinds of policies and ideologies are taken up, so what will happen? The traditional structure of the state or the government of that particular country, it will become weaker day by day. Then economically also you will see that, again the same thing, that is those who are economically well off, they are getting the maximum benefits, whereas those who are economically not well off, they are becoming again the sufferers. Then again you see in the cultural sphere, this has badly harmed, as I've told you. As I've told you the last day, the horrible effect has come upon the cultural sphere, where the particular tradition of a country, now you can find that the age-old tradition, the age-old values which have been followed in a particular country has now undergone drastic changes. As I was talking about pizzas and burgers instead of chapatis and things like that, or jeans instead of dhotis and pajamas, isn't it? Or as I've talked about McDonaldization. This concept, they are nothing bad, it's not bad, but how they are affecting, people are forgetting their own, which is actually very harmful. You can accept what is new, but it is very important that you should not forget what is yours, and that is what is actually happening. Clear? Now, there have been various anti-globalization movements in various parts of the world, and we can find that various countries of the world, in their ways, they have tried to bring about anti-globalization movements. Now you see that some of the incidents, you will see that, which had taken place in the other parts of the world, and how it has affected the other countries of the world because of globalization. I suppose you have remembered about the attacks over the World Trade Organization, that is in the year 1999. The Twin Towers, the trade towers. I suppose you have heard about it. The Twin Towers, that is, I have done about this also, that is the Twin Towers which has been affected. That is Osama bin Laden. I have talked about that place. There was a widespread protest all over the world. And especially, the worst affected in this place was the countries who was, yes, 9/11 global terror attacks. Yes, very good. That one, the worst affected were who, although it took place in America, New York, they were not so badly affected, because if you go to New York now, the place where the old trade center was there, in place of that, a better one has come now. Clear? But the worst affected in this respect are the developing countries. Countries like India and various Southeast Asian and African countries, because of the stop of the trade. Because, for a certain period of time, after the attacks over the global trade towers, these twin trade towers, you will find that there was for a period of time that trade was completely interrupted. So the badly affected ones were actually the developing countries. Then again you have another World Social Forum. This is another platform, you know, which is actually what World Social Forum is actually what, you know, various countries, they have come together. And what is the main interest of this? What is the main reason for the formation of this global forum, that is WSF? It is actually for the protection of human rights, activists and environmentalists, labor, youth and women activists. This is actually a forum which has been created for protecting the rights of those people who are engaged in activities like protecting the human rights, laborers, the youth who are actually affected by this. And here you see that in Brazil, the first meeting of the WSF was held in Porto Alegre, which is the capital of Brazil, in the year 2001. And the fourth meeting was held in India in the year 2004, and it was held in Mumbai. And after that, the seventh meeting was held. You can go by the year. First, 2001, fourth, 2004, seventh, it was held in Nairobi in Kenya in the year 2007. From this, you can get short questions. Now we will see that how India has actually provided resistance to globalization. Yes, India has also provided resistance to globalization, because, you know, there are certain, especially I just now what I have told you about, that is the trade, because India is also a part of the developing countries, and how India was also badly affected because of the attack over the twin trade towers. Now in India also, as I've told you, that the fourth meeting of the WSF was held in Mumbai, India. So in India also, you know, forums have been established to protect the interests. For example, you know, trade unions have been established, especially to protect the interest of those people working in this industries or any other multinational companies, those people working there in order to protect their interest. And again, you will find that, you know, in various ways, especially, you know, cultural ways also, you can find that India is trying to make spread consciousness amongst the people through various media like TV channels, newspapers, that how, you know, Indian tradition, Indian culture has been endangered. One very good example I can give you for your age is that, you know, when we were small in schools, you know, Valentine's Day was not so popular amongst us. Yes, it was popular among the Western countries of the world. But you can see that one of the products of this globalization has been this 14th of February. And not only the 14th of February, every day I find that, every year I find that, you know, new numbers, new dates are being included. I don't know what, Teddy Day, Kick Day, Slap Day, all horrible concepts have come up. So India is also trying to put up a resistance to these kinds of cultural, and in fact, you know, what I feel is that, you know, India has been badly affected with this globalization, especially in the cultural sphere. What I feel is that in the cultural sphere, you will find that India has been very, very badly affected. So now I come to the question part. Please get ready for the questions which I give you. Are you ready, dear children? Are you ready for the questions? Okay, write down the first question. What is meant by globalization? Page 137, third paragraph, you can get the answer very well for 2 marks. Next one. What are the causes of globalization? You are getting it on page number 138 as well as, yes, 138 fully only you will get. 139 very small part. This will be for 5 marks. It's given in separate paragraphs. You can get them. Next one. What are the political consequences of globalization? This also can be for 4 or 5 marks. Next one. What are the economic consequences of globalization? Economic consequences. Economic consequences. This will be for 5 marks or 6 marks, anything like that. Then go to what are the cultural consequences of globalization. Cultural consequences of globalization. This again can be for 5 marks or 4 marks. Next one. What do you mean by McDonaldization? McDonaldization. You are getting it on page number 143, first paragraph. What do you mean by McDonaldization? This will be for 2 marks. Next one. Discuss India's contribution to globalization. For 4 marks. Okay, one more question is left for 2 marks. Please write it. You will get it on page number 144, first column, second paragraph. What do you mean by? What do you mean by cultural heterogenization? Heterogenization. Heterogeneity, it comes from heterogeneity. Heterogeneous means not uniform. You are getting it on page number 144, second column, second paragraph. Next one. What have been the various resistance upon globalization? Here, you have to write both the views of the rightist as well as the leftist. Now, next one. What is the World Social Forum, WSNF caps? WSNF should be in caps. 2 marks. It is a platform. You are getting it on page number 147, first column, second paragraph. It is a platform where, coalition is made for the protection of human rights activists, environmentalists, labor, youth and women activists all over the world. Next one. These all will be for 1 marks. Where and when? Where and when? Where, W-E-R-E, where the first, fourth and seventh meeting of WSF that is World Social Forum, held. And one more question. Discuss India's role towards resistance to globalization. This will be for 4 marks. Now children, if you go at the end of the chapter, you see that here, you will find that at the end of the chapters, there are certain exercises, 1 marks objective type exercises. I want all of you, as I've told you the other day also, I want all of you to go through them, solve them in your copies, so that when the school comes back to its normal schedule, I will check them out. Clear? So next day, bring both the books. Tomorrow, I suppose. Bring both the books. Why? Because from this book, I will tell you which will be the pictures which will be important for you for picture writing. And if I complete, then I will start with that particular book, that is Politics in India Since Independence. Clear? Yes, thank you very much.